Hello guys, it's me, TONIK TZW, and with Wargaming bringing in individual ship statistics, I've been going back through my ship list and playing some games and seeing if I can improve my best base XP and or damage scores, and I haven't been doing too badly. This is one where I get my cork popped, and as it says here, it's when a CV match is not a CV match, which was hugely disappointing and probably cost us the game. But there is my captain to build for this one. I'm going for a reload and a little bit of reduced dispersion there with Azule and Scharnhorst. Can't remember the Italian guy's name. But we're starting across here on the left flank. And I felt like I was fighting a lot of this battle on my own across this side, and you'll see how the match develops. But the one thing that I don't like about the Champagne is the angle on that back turret, and to be frank, that is going to cost me later in this game. And I've watched this video back a few times, and although I try to play the first 3/4 of the game as best as I can given what's going on, the last sort of 5 minutes of the gameplay I think I could have done a little bit better. And that's one of the reasons why I like to save games like this and share them on the channel, because if you are going to learn watching your own gameplay and improving, such as that Massachusetts is going to learn that sailing broadside at the start is going to lose you 25,000 hit points and a citadel, and the Champagne has a main battery reload booster, and that is going to knock another citadel for another 13,500 there, and then the Atlantico is going to get a salvo too. So that's a nice little opener there. But I'm having to turn and kite away because we've got the Atlantico, we've got the Massachusetts, and there is going to be another battleship appear across here. Now, as you see, there's a smoke screen appeared there, and there are 2 destroyers in this game. They're in division, and I'm thinking, oh no, the destroyers are going to push this flank. And it's around this point that I realised that we haven't really got anything spotted on our team, and the reason for that is because our carrier is AFK from the absolute beginning of this match. And to be frank, that is going to cost us this game in its entirety, because if we did have an aircraft carrier playing in this game, not just sat there dead in the water, I think we really could have pulled this one to victory. So there is a little bit of a spoiler alert. It is going to be a defeat. But don't let that put you off. People have been asking me to play more battleships because you know I mostly play my destroyers. And so to appease the people, I've been given the big battleships a go at high tier. I know that I can handle my boats down at sort of tier 4, tier 5. I have played some tier 6, but I haven't played a lot of tier 6 since they upgrade or updated tier 7 to be the money earner. So it's my tier 7 premiums that I've been playing more of. Now here, what I was going to try and do is message the carrier to say, hey, look, mate, wakey, wakey, rise and shine, can you please get your backside in the game and help the team out, because this is not working well. Now, we did lose a Vanguard there. He went out to the Lepanto, but I think the Massachusetts, the Atlantico, and the Lepanto all focused him down. So we've got at least 3 battleships on here. And knowing that I'm spotted, I'm expecting a destroyer and torpedoes, but I know 1 destroyer was spotted across on ACAP. It's even Stevens. We do have a slight lead here, and sadly we're not going to be able to maintain it, because there we go, the ZF6 takes out one of our destroyers, but red team have lost a destroyer too. The lead is still slightly in our favour, but check this out. That smoke screen was not the destroyer. It was obviously the Lepanto. He obviously saw the Massachusetts get double citadeled and the Atlantico lose a fair chunk of health. And so now I'm trying to make a decision over what I do. My thought at the moment is to kite out, get some salvos on, and then turn to my left and go around the island past the carrier. But it all depends on what kind of angle these guys give me. Now, the little spit, so the bit of land that sticks out from the island there, is giving me some cover. And so I'm able to keep getting some salvos on these things. And this has got long range. It's got a long reach. And it's got quite punchy guns. I don't remember the exact specifications of it, but I'm sure that Massachusetts went and looked up the statistics of what the Champagne's guns can do after this match. So we get some hits on the Lepanto, we lead it a little bit more, we run on that main battery reload booster again to try and get 3 salvos in on this guy before it runs out. So that's 2. Here comes the third one. What are we going to be able to do here? He disappears, and literally it's like, how can we not be spotting anything? Not having the carrier in the game has put us at a massive disadvantage. We have 1 destroyer left, and he's come in this direction to try and get torpedoes onto these battleships. And I appreciate the effort, and he does finish second for the team. And it's a very bitter defeat, given how hard I felt I had to play out here. And it may look quite serene sailing round in a battleship with like 20 something seconds between your reloads, but there we go. The Atlantico takes a citadel from me. We break through 100,000 damage. The Lepanto is going to have to be the next target, and that kamikaze is putting himself in the way of a whole lot of danger. Now he's running his smoke, he's on his guns, I'm spotted, I'm going HE because of his angle, and he does damage control, which means that any fire or any flood on him from now is going to be his demise. We get a salvo on and take a fairly decent chunk of health off him there. And the DD has torpedoes running, but are we going to lose the destroyer? I really wish that the destroyer had played more competing the caps, to be honest, than he did going after the battleships. And I'm trying to say, hey, look, can you push? So there is our carrier. He is full health. He is still idle. There is 1 ship left there. He is a Monarch. Now, I think he was the one that was sort of sat there right on the edge of B cap, but everything around him was killed. So he has decided to pull back and run. Great. Some help would be brilliant in this one. Now, 108k, we've got a destroyer, a carrier, a cruiser, and a battleship. I think it's a Gneisenau, a Buffalo. I can't remember what the carrier is, a Saipan. And there we go, we've got a ZF6 left, who's got those, I think it's 8k torpedoes, but it's quite a fast reload on them. And I can see now where the Gneisenau is. And I was like really hoping the destroyer would absolutely gun it and head south for a capture point and try and give us a cap back. And I'm looking at where he is, and I'm just thinking, what's going on here? What is going on? I can see where that battleship is pushing in, and I know I'm going to try and have to help this battleship here. But he's sailing broadside to it, and that is not where you want to be. He's just lost probably 70% of the health that he did have, and now he's going to start taking salvos from the Buffalo. So I have an idea of where the Buffalo is based on where he was last seen on the map, and I don't even know if this guy is firing his guns at this Odin. I'm going HE because of the angle. That guy should be turning out, not sailing flat broadside to this guy. Please just do something, fire your guns. I make an absolute pig's ear of that salvo. The destroyer is pushing down towards the south, and the carrier is now going to turn his attention to me, and that is unwanted attention at the best of times. And I'm trying to figure out what this battleship behind me is doing, because I think it's in Marlborough, and that has some pretty stonking high explosive shells on it. As far as I can recall, I didn't actually pick that one up from the campaign, but I'm sure that he could double fire this Odin in a single salvo, and here I just give up a little bit too much skirt, and I'm gonna scrape the island with my stern, which is going to slow me down a little bit. That's not good, is it? We're burning. We're going to have to let that fire go, because we're shortly going to get into secondary range, and I still haven't seen a salvo from this battleship go on to the Odin. I have no idea what he is doing apart from running away as fast as he can with his tail between his legs. Now thankfully we don't get flooded from a torpedo there, but we put the turrets in to the BB, and now we are going to try and heal up as much as we can. And this is the point where we get the could've, should've, would've, because we take a torpedo, we take a flood. That gives us an idea of where the destroyer is. The battleship is out there on the flank. I'm sure he must have shots on that Buffalo, but that Buffalo is going to absolutely cream him. But we get a double citadel on that guy. We're up to 5 citadels in this game, and we're going to add to it again. This is the place where I think I should have made a different move, because instead of going around the island and allowing this fire to burn down, I'm going to turn back in to try and get a shot on this cargo. But that Marlborough disappears. The destroyer has been sat there at the bottom of that cap forever. All the time it's taken me to take care of that guys now and push in on these guys, and the destroyer now decides to push into the capture point. I'm getting hammered off this Buffalo now. You should think that this should be a citadel and gun, but it's not. We just get 5 overpens. That is frankly friggin' ridiculous, because I might have survived this had one of those gotten rid of that guy and been able to take the carrier on. But we didn't have the capture points. We didn't have the points. I know that Yadachi is going to get a solo cap, and he's going to have earned a lot of base XP for the cap resets and the solo cap. But frankly, there wasn't enough done there, and I'm not going to mention the name of this carrier player. He may have had a very valid reason for not playing this game. It may have been this problem that people have been getting with disconnects, and Wargaming, please look into this matter, because so many people getting disconnected from games. It can't just be a client side issue. There must be something going on with things at the server end. Now the points are nearly done. I've picked up a single kill with a high cal and a Confederate, so that is 30% of all of the hit points of red team, plus at least 20% of the hit points of 6 ships in the game. I have no doubt if I had defeated that cruiser, I could have finished that with a dreadnought and a fireproof as well. So a very, very disappointing defeat, and RNG completely screwed me for the shots on that buffalo. Next time I'll load high explosive. That is a lesson learned. We finish on just under 2,000 base XP there as well, so that could have potentially been a 3,000 base XP game or more had we managed to win it. But too little too late. Lessons learned. On to the next one. I hope you've enjoyed it. Smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and if you enjoyed that one, do leave me a comment and tell me how bad you feel for me. Until next time, take care. Goodbye.